Everybody knows that you should stand up for yourself when someone yells at you. But we still can't do it. Why is that? By the end of this video, you will understand how to react when someone yells at you, but you still don't know how to stand up for yourself. Why you can't stand up for yourself, why others yells at you, and how to resolve such conflicts. I just made you a big promise, so let's dive in. How to react when someone yells at you if you can't stand up for yourself just yet. So you found yourself in a situation when someone yells at you. What can you do in that moment? Nothing. The best thing to do is nothing. If you don't have the confidence to stand up for yourself just yet, it's better to stay calm and let the storm pass. I used to freeze when someone yelled at me. I didn't have the confidence to stand up for myself. I didn't have the self-esteem and knowledge to react properly on such attack. And you know what? It's okay. Nothing to be ashamed of. Why you can't stand up for yourself? So why can't we stand up for ourselves? Because we are afraid what will happen if we do. How many times after the yelling stopped, you replied in your head the situation and you knew exactly what you should say? So it's not the problem that you don't know what to say back or how to stand up for yourself. The problem is that you are afraid what could happen if you do stand up for yourself. I will never forget when I stood up to my father for the first time. I was shaking uncontrollably. I was so afraid. I was afraid that he would hate me if I speak up my mind, and that he would leave me. So ask yourself, what is it that you are so afraid of? What is it that it can happen that you don't want it to happen? Will you lose your job if you stand up to your boss? Will your spouse leave you if you stand up to her or him? What can happen if you stand up? So the next point is, let's explore and understand why people yell at you. Yelling is a form of aggression, and every aggression is a sign of inner weakness. So, people don't yell at you because they are frustrated at you, even though it seems like it at first glance. They yell at you because they are afraid of something. The source of yelling, the source of aggression is always fear. When you look deeper, you see that they are yelling because they are afraid of something. For example, my father used to be angry with me because I had bad grades in school. But in truth, he was yelling at me because he was afraid that I wouldn't be able to finish the school, and then I wouldn't be able to find a good job, and then I would have really bad, poor life. No money, no funny. So actually, in truth, he was angry with me. He was yelling at me because he was afraid for my well-being. But I have to say, even though I understand why he was yelling at me, even I understand that he was actually afraid and that he didn't know how to react differently on these emotions, it's still not right that he yelled at me. No kind of aggression is okay. I just wanted to clear that up. It's surprising how aggressive people are actually full of fear. They hide their fear behind aggression. They are afraid to be sincere. They are actually afraid to admit that they are scared. They think that feeling afraid is a weakness. So they try to hide it behind the aggression, behind yelling. They want to represent themselves as strong and tough people, but actually they're afraid as you are afraid. Okay, so now that we understand why we can't stand up for ourselves, because of the fear, and we understand why others yell at us, also because of their fear, now we can ask the real question: how can we solve that conflict? How can we de-escalate the situation? What do you think? What is the solution? Probably not what you expect. The solution in this situation is to be sincere. To sincerely admit your weakness, your fear. Standing up for yourself doesn't mean to yell back at them. Doesn't mean to make them feel guilty because they yell at you. Standing up for yourself means being brave and admit how you truly feel. Being sincere and admit your fears is incredibly powerful. When you are sincere and open about how you feel, you give opportunity to the yelling person to become sincere and open about their fear as well. If my father would be angry with me because of my grades today, I don't go to school anymore, so it didn't happen, but for the sake of this example, I would say to him, I am afraid not having good grades in school as well. I am afraid that I'm not going to be able to finish the school. I am afraid what will happen if I don't find a good job. How will I survive? But I don't know what to do. I tried to learn harder, it didn't work. Maybe I don't know how to learn smarter. Can you help me with that? Do you have any suggestions? And I'm sure if I would be that sincere, he would calm down and he would help me if he could. Remember that the one who yells is afraid too, just like you. And you can help them to calm down by being sincere. When you are sincere, you give them opportunity to be sincere too, to admit their true reason for yelling, which is fear, always. So now you know what to do when someone yells at you. But if you want to stop finding yourself in that kind of situations, you will have to do some inner work. If you want others to stop yelling at you, you will have to become a confident person. Nobody yells at confident people. Now my father senses my confidence. He trusts me that I know what I'm doing with my life. And he doesn't yell at me anymore. If he disagrees with me, he tells me that with respect, not by yelling. If you want to gain confidence, you will have to do some self-reflection and face your fears, and then let them go. I recommend you to read this really great book on that topic, Letting Go, The Path to Surrender by David R. Hawkins. And it talks about how to let go of your negative feelings and your negative mindset. The link to the book is in the description. I will make a video on that topic as well, how to become a confident person. So you better subscribe so that you don't miss out on that video. But for now, listen to yourself, follow your inner path, and let's have a joyful life experience. Ciao.